we're going to find out about a very popular internet TV series. It's really got an incredible audience, and it's a brand new book out about it. It's called Red vs. Blue, The Ultimate Fan Guide. We're joined today by co-authors Eddie Rivas on the telephone. And Eddie, good to talk with you. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good to have a chance to talk with you. And I have to say, I have to plead a little bit of ignorance because I did not know much about Red vs. Blue until I read your book, so thanks for that. But apparently this show has been very successful for about 10 years now, right, online?
Yeah, it started back in 2003, before the days of YouTube, which is kind of hard to imagine now since YouTube is so integrated into everything that we do. But it started way back then, just 5 guys making funny videos in their apartment, and they figured out how to create a story using a video game. And fast forward all these years later, and now the show's got millions of fans and a huge following online.
Now, this is based on a game first. They made a show about it. Is that right?
Yeah, when they were playing the game, they kind of figured out that if you looked at the game a certain way and you moved the characters in a certain way, that you could actually it looked like a movie. So they started stitching together scenes, recording audio for it, and they started writing episodes and turned it into like an actual story. And it just kind of spiraled out from there.
You mentioned it was before YouTube was around. What did they do? Just kind of email, or I guess email the videos, or how did they get it out there originally?
Yeah, that was back in the days of like web hosting, where you'd have to host anything you had on your website, and you had to pay for the bandwidth that you used.
Right.
So I think something like 250,000 people saw the first episode within a couple of days of it coming out, which back in those days, 250,000 views isn't bad nowadays, but back in those days that was astronomical. So they started getting all these bills. Rooster Teeth, the guys that made it, they started getting all these bills from their web hosting company, and they had to figure out, well, how do we make money on this thing now that people are watching it? So they had to figure out how to make money doing online video years before anyone else started seeing it as a viable option.
Yeah, what was their original way to make money? Advertising, or what was their model?
Their model was actually sponsorships. They kind of said to people, like, look, this is expensive, this is what we want to do, this is what we're making. And so they started offering kind of premium sponsorships to people, sort of the way, like an HBO does it, where you subscribe for a certain amount of money. And they had people buy into it in huge droves, and they still serve the content for free, but then you can get some side content or some premium content if you had a subscription. And from there, once they started building their audience, they started doing some advertising and some other things. And they literally wrote the book on this stuff, and now other people are following what they've done.
They worked the subscription model first, where you pay a monthly fee or whatever to watch it. That was how they did it originally.
Yep.
That's pretty good, and they were one of the first, I guess, to do this, because, like you said, right before YouTube even started. That's impressive. I wonder how 250,000 people found out about it. That's amazing in itself, right off the bat, without a lot of marketing.
Yeah, I think it was just people saw it. They hadn't seen anything like that before. Really, because the game Halo that they were playing when they started making this, Halo's got a lot of fans, and really I think people had never really seen anything like it before, and started just emailing each other, saying like, hey, check out this video I saw. It was really funny, and I know you like Halo, so you'd probably like this video too.
Now, just getting back to Red vs. Blue itself, it's a game. Now, again, I have to plead ignorance again. I don't know a lot about video games, but it looks to me, just from reading through the book, a kind of a science fiction cyborg type of army kind of thing, Red vs. Blue. Am I right about that?
Yep. It's 2 teams, a red team and a blue team, and they're full of kind of a band of idiots that are hanging out together on this show, and it's a lot of sci-fi humor. It's been described as Clerks meets Star Wars. So there's a lot of kind of office humor. There's a lot of military type humor. Really, there's something in there for everybody, and I think that's probably one of the reasons that the show has caught on so well, because you don't necessarily have to be into the video game to really understand the humor. We've all had that jerky boss, or the idiot, our coworker that doesn't know what's going on. So
they play it as a comedy for the most part, the show.
Yeah.
And the characters in it, and you go through in the book, you have really backgrounds on all the characters in the show. Talk about one or two, just to kind of give an idea for people that aren't aware of who's in this show.
Yeah, we've got a number of really hilarious characters. There's Church, who's kind of the jerky leader of Blue Team. He is very sarcastic. He won't let anyone else hold the sniper rifle, even though they ask for it all the time. There's also Caboose, who's the rookie for the blue team, who's about the dumbest person in the universe. And then on the red team, you've got Griff, who is the laziest soldier in the universe, and then Sarge, who nobody really knows how long Sarge has been in the military. He's just been there forever, and he's a little crazy now and always comes up with crazy schemes that he wants his team to attempt, and none of them ever work, ever.
I like the picture of the chairman. He looks pretty sinister.
Yeah. The chairman kind of shows up later on as a bad guy. So, that's definitely been fun for people to watch. You can actually watch all of it on Netflix streaming too.
Oh, it's on Netflix now. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I have Netflix. Now, the shows, they're how long is each episode, or does that vary?
It kind of varies per episode. It's about, episodes will be anywhere from 5 minutes to 15 minutes long. Red vs. Blue actually recently just got picked up on the El Rey TV network on cable. So they're going to be stitching together some of the episodes into 30-minute chunks to fit the TV format.
How did you get involved in this? Were you one of the game players? Did you just find the show by accident, or how did you get involved, and how did you come to write the book?
I found the show right around when it first started because I was a big fan of the video game, and so then someone showed it to me, and I thought it was just hilarious, and I started showing everybody because what I was saying earlier, like I just had never seen anything like it, and it actually inspired me to make my own videos. Almost the same way. So I started making some videos, and then the co-writer of the book, Bernie Burns, who created Red vs. Blue, he saw some of my videos, and he thought they were really funny, and reached out to me, and brought me on to start writing with him just a few seasons ago, and I've been writing for Red vs. Blue and some of Rooster Teeth's other shows that they do online, too.
I was going to say, you're also a writer and produce a lot of video content as well. As someone who does it somewhat, combining radio and that with the Internet, I guess that's where we're heading. Eventually, it'll all be online, right? Is that what you think?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And definitely think that Rooster Teeth has kind of paved the way for some of that. They've got a movie coming out in theaters in January, actually, called Laser Team. It's going to be in theaters, and it's going to be distributed online. And I just really think that in a couple years, Rooster Teeth is going to have helped change the game and the way that movies and TV are distributed.
And it's great for the entrepreneurial spirit. People like you said, these 5 guys just came up with the show on their own, and you can make a good living at it if it takes off. So that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. And now they've grown into a 200-person production studio in Austin. So they've definitely a grassroots kind of thing.
The name of the book, it is called Red vs. Blue, The Ultimate Fan Guide. We've been talking with Eddie Rivas today, one of the co-authors of the book. And if you know nothing about it, which I really didn't, it helped me understand it. It looks like it's a lot of fun. I'm going to check out the show, Eddie, but give out a website. People can get more information on the book.
Yeah, for sure. And you can also pick up the book at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or on the Rooster Teeth store at roosterteeth.com.
Eddie, pleasure talking to you. Hopefully we can do it again, but thanks for joining us today.
All right, thank you.
If you'd like to order the book we're talking about, please go to DougMilesMedia.com and enter the author's name in the Amazon search box. Thank you for listening. Please come back soon for more conversations here at DougMilesMedia.com. This has been a presentation of Doug Miles Media, all rights reserved. You can listen to or download previous programs at iTunes, Stitcher.com, or Doug Miles Media.